Hey traders, checking in on the stock market today. Notable rotation out there as correlations dissipate a bit, and we have some very clear sector winners and losers on the day. We're going to look at the energy sector where bulls are standing out notably, and also the solar and EV space benefiting from some of the infrastructure bill headlines that are getting attention. Let's look at the charts. So checking in on SPY first, multiple daily inside bars just trading sideways, tighter and tighter. And we're seeing our sectors correlations dissipate, where when we started the bounce, when we were dropping and then bouncing, everybody dropping together, everybody bouncing together. But now that SPY is going sideways, we have some sectors extremely strong and some sectors very weak. So we're going to be looking for SPY to break these inside bars tomorrow. If we get a bear break, we scout a daily high or low, anything above 428.86. We watch what volume looks like, we watch what our retracement size is, and we watch how do bulls respond to first hourly oversold conditions. Are they aggressively buying the dip? If they are, that tells us, it helps show us that the bulls that missed this move are getting a second chance and they're adding on that consolidation. If we get a bull break, we're going to test the bounce high of 444.89. So keeping an eye on SPY to see more volatility tomorrow than we saw today because of how tight we currently are. QQQ. So saw weakness today. It was down 0.8% even at the close. And at one point today, we were down much more notably than that. One point today, we were down about 1.5%. So the daily consolidation is already underway. We've got our low, high, and the bulls are hoping this is our high or low because the retracement size that we've already seen at this point is 50%. So any more than this, and then the equilibrium is going to be the hope for the bulls. So if this is not our high or low at 367.73, we're still going to look for a high or low. But again, at that point, we're just going to watch for a daily tightening range into next week. Whereas if this is our high or low at 367.73, and if the bulls can break the high of today tomorrow, we will be setting up the potential of a daily trend change attempt. Good sign for the bulls, the fact that hourly oversold conditions for the first time since that bounce did see a good entry opportunity for bulls on that bounce. Now it's just a question of, do we follow through with the confirmed trend change back to the bulls? So QQQ a little bit weaker, but more so in the middle of the road out of our three major sectors. Other than that, XLV is easily the lead bear. XLV broke the low of last week. You're not going to find many individual names or sectors at all that have broken that low, but XLV has, and it is in a downtrend. So the next support level we're looking at after 129.82, I'm looking down at, there's a little gap at 129.98 that already filled. 128.79, 126.23 is the next major level. Lower high every week for 4 weeks in a row. Monthly consolidation still underway. So XLV very clearly is our lead bear sector out of our major sectors. Offsetting that weakness is the financial sector, which is just a monster bull. We've made a 7.8% bounce in the last 6 days. That is extremely strong. That being said, I will be keeping an eye out for a potential bearish entry in the short term. All-time high back in play, 39.04. If we were to gap up open tomorrow, I would certainly be scouting daily consolidation to start the morning. But again, just a lead bull. Usually you see, stair step up and then a big flush down. This is stair step down and an elevator back up towards that all-time high. So very impressive recovery from fear in the financial sector. And as we've been highlighting, the sectors that correlate with the financial sector have been benefiting in a big way. Look at the RCL bull move and follow through. The airliners, jets broke the weekly equilibrium bullish, but we're seeing signs of these individual sectors showing us temporary tops with bearish reversal daily candles. Does that mean the financial sector? Can we take that as a clue that the financial sector is due for daily consolidation as well? That's what I'm going to be watching for into tomorrow. But again, tons of space for the XLF daily high or low to be set. Lead bull, XLF, lead bear, XLV, QQQ in the middle, and as a result, SPY sideways the last 2 days. Semiconductors are also lead bulls. They did start daily consolidation correlating with QQQ. They're stronger than QQQ, but they are still correlated. And we need a daily trend change back to the bulls for a weekly high or low to be set. It's still a very strong weekly uptrend, keeping the bulls in control. Doesn't really matter as much for the broader market as a whole. It's a small sector, but some nice traders in there. AMD, NVDA. So certainly one that we keep an eye on. So with the financial sector, we've had some days where growth stood out strong and some days where it stood out weak. Friday, it was weak. And now today, it's strong again. So we can see XLF was up Friday, but most growth names were down. IWM was down, solar was down, biotech was down, and now today, XLF green again, and growth getting an extra leg of bounce, follow through. So IWM inside bar bull break, and IWM is setting its weekly higher low. We are in a weekly uptrend. And again, the best case scenario for all market bulls is if our highest risk, highest reward sector sees a new all-time high to show confidence and show risk on attitude. We're still sideways for 7 months, but the bulls are attempting to head back towards resistance. So key resistance of 229.84, and then the all-time high back in play from there. We will still need to confirm a daily trend change, but again, there's a ton of space for a daily higher low. So with IWM strength, what are our growth sectors doing? Biotech sector, daily inverse head and shoulders trying to set a weekly higher low. So a daily trend change will confirm bullish if we hold the low of 127.13 and break the high of 133.19 and 133.39. That would be a confirmed daily trend change. That would be a weekly higher low. And then we would be setting up a weekly trend change attempt. Keep an eye on the biotech sector. It's holding up a lot better than the healthcare sector over the last week. Solar names getting a bump. So again, big red day on Friday, but big green engulfing today. Pretty much a double bottom. It was a bear break, but only by 37 cents. And again, we're seeing EV names and solar names benefiting from the infrastructure bill and those headlines and the potential that it gets passed. So we have a clear lower high pattern on TAN with our last lower high at 84.01. But we know we're watching this weekly equilibrium that is tightening up and trying to form a weekly higher low compared to 77.20, just like ARKK is trying to form this weekly higher low compared to 113.54. And we know Jets had it, and it already broke bull. Equilibrium bull break last week. So watching closely how the TAN and ARKK growth sectors weekly multiple month equilibriums shape up, scouting weekly higher lows. PLTR has been a lead growth bull, and it's got a nice tightening daily equilibrium. And bulls are going to be looking for an entry for a higher low on the daily compared to 26.06. And we're going to look to trade within this equilibrium for a bit longer. So watching for if we have a red day tomorrow, keeping an eye out for hourly oversold conditions, which we did already hit. But if we see another leg down on the hourly RSI will be back to oversold, and we'll be getting closer to key $26 support to potentially make a play off of that support level. Tesla standing out as a lead bull in a big way. Friday stood out and today stood out. And it's been standing out ever since the fear in the broader market, where yes, it did see some of that fear, but it was just way less significant. You know, after that fear day on September 13th, we just set a higher low every single day and grinded back up to resistance, even on the big fear day last Monday. Just a daily higher low. And here we are breaking monthly resistance. Monthly uptrend, monthly EMA 12, monthly resistance has broken, and we're just looking at 800 and 900. And the all-time high is back in play. And Lori has been making a lot of astute observations. She's all over the options world here with Tesla, and she's been noticing the pattern where there's significant weekly call buying each Monday, and that is leading to potential gamma squeeze-like setups that lead to call buying, or no, the call buying leads to share buying, and really just sets the tone for the start of the week. And today that was certainly the case. Huge weekly volume for calls on Tesla. So we're going to be looking at 800 tomorrow. We got an hourly uptrend, and anything above the low of today will be an hourly higher low. But Tesla is positioned extremely well for all-time highs if fear is done in the broader market in the short term, if SPY heads back towards all-time highs, if IWM heads back towards all-time highs, if this infrastructure bill continues to give some momentum. I mean, really, we're looking at 800 and then just a few levels. Impressive last month of trading for Tesla. The dollar is still close to a breakout. We have to keep an eye on this. We've got our resistance. We've failed, held the daily EMA 12, and now we're testing resistance again. So within the next week or so, we're either going to break 93.73 for a breakout, or we're going to drop down and break 92.98 for a rejection and bear break. We're obviously a lot closer to a resistance break than a bear break right now, and we're watching closely for all of our commodities. The energy sector is ignoring the dollar's strength. Oil on fire. The last few days, daily higher low set, breakout to higher highs, monthly bull flag confirmed on oil. Checking in on next resistance levels, the continuous contract here. 76.98 still has not broken. And then from there, you can see 76.90 is key. So a monthly bull flag trying to break out. And after 76.90, that's when things open up as far as a lack of resistance. Tons of space for a daily higher low next time we consolidate. Natural gas, massive move today. And potentially something to do with monthly options expiring. But I would have expected a daily lower high here. And the bull volume showed up and just absolutely ripped to a higher high. And that 4-hour trend change on the daily inside bar bull break last week, leading to very significant follow through of 20% in 3 days. That is nuts. So with that, both natural gas and oil very strong. The energy sector, XLE, is breaking out as well. And the energy sector correlates to XLF. So we got XLF correlation, we got oil strong and natural gas strong, and the energy bulls breaking to the highest price in months on XLE, the monthly time frame. It too is trying to set a quick higher low and follow through. So energy certainly standing out over the last week. Plays I'm watching this week, Hood. So Hood saw a weekly higher low set. We're now looking for a weekly lower high, but there's a lot of space as to where that can form. And the bulls need to maintain the daily uptrend to keep this bounce going. We're scouting a daily higher low within the next couple of days. Anything above 40 is a daily higher low. We need an hourly trend change back to the bulls, and then a break of 47.84 would continue that uptrend. Just keep in mind that Hood is thinly traded and has a wide bid and ask spread. So definitely want to watch that and get comfortable trading it. But we're scouting a Hood daily higher low, ideally back testing and holding EMA support for a bull cross of those EMAs to take place. I made an entry on CCJ today for a swing trade. And I sat down, I drove today for 6 hours, and I haven't been at the computer, wasn't watching Friday, but I did my homework over the weekend. And through doing member videos, I saw CCJ and said, I'm looking for an entry next week. Why? Because we just had a massive breakout. We've pulled back at this point from that high, 25%. And the daily time frame has had a lower close than the open 10 days in a row. So I'm scouting that shift. So I know that heading into the week. So I sit down at my computer after 6 hours on the road today, and the first thing I see is CCJ, hourly consolidation, looks healthy, and it's back testing EMA support after a breakout morning. I say, okay, well, that's all I need. I'm in. So make an entry for a swing trade, 2065. Stop loss goes under 1991. And I even gave it some wiggle room. So I think I'm risking, we'll call it 80 cents risk. And my reward, I'm looking for a weekly higher low, ideally off EMA 12. And my initial target is going to be a break of 2205 for the weekly higher low to be set. So reward is at least 2-to-1 for the risk. And then my secondary target will be in the upper 23s. But we're going to take it one step at a time. And it was a great day today, but we need follow through. And again, it won't be a win for me unless 2205 breaks and the weekly higher low shapes up. So we have an hourly uptrend to be watching now, and we'll see how long the bulls can maintain the hourly uptrend over the next couple of days. But in a swing position there, and the point of that story wasn't at the computer at all, and you would think sitting down at the computer and entering a trade within your first 20 minutes would be a silly decision, but it was the weekend homework that had me able to know exactly what was going on this chart without having to check in on everything. and really just needed the update of what does the hourly look like to help me with that entry. Other than that, there's one more I was looking at. Forget it off the top of my head. But we'll check back in tomorrow, and there will be more setups to be looking at. So keep an eye on that rotation game. Again, very notable rotation today. And always watching the relationships. Does XLF consolidation, next time we see it, does that mean XLV is going to get a daily bounce going? Are they going to start trading a bit inverse to each other? Bulls are certainly going to be watching for XLF first hourly oversold conditions as a back burner trade after such a significant bull move. But again, I am scouting a bearish entry, ideally on a gap up open for XLF to just get that last exhaustion move for the bulls. And we'll see if it shapes up. Don't forget to do good things. Hope you had a great weekend, and we will see you tomorrow.